Hello, my name is Krita Diti Chaudhary, and I will be talking about my thesis titled Essays on Social Diversity of Corporate Boards. Now, it has been known that boards shape various firm outcomes. And in this thesis, we will be talking about few of these firm outcomes, which are namely information asymmetry, capital structure decisions that are made by the firm, and the innovation investment. Now, why in particular are we looking at social diversity? Now, in the West, when we look at board diversity, it has been seen that gender, race, ethnicity are some common identity dimensions that have been looked at. However, in a country like India, do these conceptualizations capture the socio-cultural realities? Now, according to the Companies Act of 2013, only gender diversity was mandated. However, diversity in India comprises dimensions much more than gender. And in this thesis, we aim to study just that. In particular, I will be looking at caste diversity on corporate boards and the educational institution diversity. For studying this, I will be looking at the two main roles that are performed by the board. First is monitoring the firm's management, and second is advising the firm's management. According to literature, it has been seen that innate identities, that is, identity that a person is born with, for example, their gender, religion, caste, these could be helpful in effective monitoring. That is, bringing more diversity along these dimensions could help in increased monitoring. However, acquired characteristics, for example, the characteristics that you acquire over your lifetime, for example, the institutions you attend, the industry experience that you have, your political orientation, club memberships, all of these play an important role in enhancing the advisory role that is performed by the board. In this thesis, I look at an innate identity, which is caste diversity on the corporate boards, and I connect it to the monitoring role that is performed by the board of directors. And I look at an acquired characteristic, namely the educational institution diversity, and I connect it to the advisory role that is performed by the board of directors. So, the broad overarching theme of the thesis is, does social diversity of corporate boards impact firms' outcome? Now, first, I measure board composition. So there are three objectives that the thesis aims to do. First is measuring board composition, wherein it is a hand collected data on the social identity of the directors of the top 200 listed firms in India. Here, I go through a variety of publicly available databases and I gather the gender, religion, caste, native language, age, educational institution of the directors of the top 200 listed firms in India. Then how I'm testing it is across three market outcomes, that is information asymmetry in study one, capital structure decisions in study two, and innovation investment in study three. However, for the first two essays, I am connecting it through the monitoring role performed by the board. And this monitoring role, I'll be studying or through caste diversity on corporate boards. And the second one is the advisory role that is played by the board of directors. And this I will be looking at through the educational institution diversity, particularly the directors who come from elite technical and management institutions in India, which harbor a sense of innovation investment. And I want to see whether this has an impact on innovation investments made by the firm due to greater advisory role played by such directors. So the study one is on board caste diversity and information asymmetry. Now, what this study mainly talks about is, if we look at caste diversity simply in terms of the number of categories on the board in terms of caste, then it might not give a true representation of effective caste diversity, because majority of these directors might be coming or actually are coming from historically caste privileged backgrounds. So in this study, I argue that effective caste diversity is one that requires the disruption of historical caste privilege that is there on the boards. And for that, how caste diversity should be envisioned is to include more directors which belong to non-historically caste privileged backgrounds. So I test this on information asymmetry, which I measure through various market-based measures, namely probability of informed trading, that is how much private information there is in the market, the bid-ask spread, and analyst forecast accuracy. And I see that when we look simply at the numerical heterogeneity, that is the representation of different caste categories on the board, there is no impact on information asymmetry. However, when we envision caste diversity as one which arises from the disruption of historically caste privileged directors by inclusion of directors who do not belong to this group, it results in lower information asymmetry, possibly through stronger monitoring. So the key idea behind this essay is when looking at hierarchical structures like caste, numerical heterogeneity in itself does not reveal much. Instead, what is important is to see substantive inclusion. Now, the second essay is an extension of that. Now, I look at capital structure decisions that are made by the firm. I continue with seeing the numerical heterogeneity across caste categories and the diversity that occurs from including more directors who belong to non historically caste privileged backgrounds. And I see that the boards that have greater effective caste diversity, that is, more directors who do not belong to the historically caste privileged background, they get greater debt availability. So, and for this, I attributed to the higher lender confidence. That is, when you are having a board that is having effective caste diversity, there is lower information asymmetry. They come off as more credible monitors, and therefore there is higher lender confidence. This lender confidence, in turn, is associated with greater access to debt capital. So it is basically consistent with the interpretation that lenders supply credit to a firm who they trust. So the first two essays were basically about the monitoring role performed by the board, and it looked at an innate social identity, that is caste. Now, for the third essay, we look at the advisory role that is played by the board. And for this, we look at educational institution diversity. In particular, we look whether the directors come from Indian Institute of Technology or Indian Institute of Management, because these are considered as the elite technical and management institutions in India. And we see whether directors who belong to these institutions, that is, have been an alumni of these institutions, do the firms that they serve on the board, they result like they invest more in innovation or not. And this we see in terms of better advisory capacity. And here we actually see that if the proportion of directors that are coming from IITs and IIMs increases, then the innovation investments that is made by the firm increases. And this is through the advisory channel that is played by the board. So the research contribution of the thesis includes context sensitive diversity, wherein we are seeing the socio-cultural realities of a country like India, and we are examining what diversity means in such a country. We are seeing the economic relevance of representation. So here, when we look at effective caste diversity, for example, and we are linking it to information asymmetry and capital structure decisions, we are not only seeing the social aspect of it, but we are connecting it to economic outcomes. That is increasing effective representation across the historical caste privilege background, that is including more directors from the non-historically caste privileged background, and disrupting the homophily of historically caste privileged directors is actually linked to lower information asymmetry as well as greater access to debt capital. Further, we are also connecting it to multiple outcomes. So we are looking at the two processes of monitoring and advising that is performed by the board, and we are connecting it to different firm level outcome measures across the three essays. Now, these insights from the thesis can be used for boards and firms where they can aim for substantive inclusion rather than just numerical heterogeneity. It talks about strengthening monitoring, which can be enhanced by including effective diversity on the boards, and this in turn will improve the credibility of the firm. For lenders and investors, it is important because it reveals that social structures of board can be informative. So board composition may act as a soft signal of monitoring credibility as well as advisory role, particularly when conventional metrics can be noisy. For policy, we see that disclosures that reflect meaningful representation is important. It should go beyond box ticking. Plus, when it comes to diversity mandates in a country like India, diversity encompasses much more than a person's gender, which is currently seen in the, which is currently observed in the policy documents. So, to conclude, it is pivotal to distinguish between numerical heterogeneity and substantive inclusion while considering hierarchical structures like caste diversity. Credible monitoring through effective diversity, that is, through the disruption of directors who have historically held privileges of power, is by including more directors who do not belong to this group, is linked to transparency as well as debt access. And educational institution diversity relates to advising and innovation investment support. Thank you. I would also like to thank my REC chairperson, Professor Abhilash S. Nair, my REC members, Professor Ekta Sikarwar and Professor Mohammed Shahid Abdullah. I would also like to thank my TEC chair, Professor Rudra Sen Sharma, and the external examiners who have helped shape the thesis to what it is in its current form. Thank you so much.